Chiropractic Adjustments. Ooh, they sound and feel so good. But as a chiropractor, here is the problem with chiropractic adjustments. The relief is so good in that moment, but it doesn't last. So how do you make it last? My name is Dr. Grant Elliott, and we've helped thousands around the world with back pain, disc herniations, and sciatica fully recover through our one-on-one online coaching program. And in this episode, as a chiropractor, I'm going to teach you how to make these adjustments last, what adjustments actually do, what they don't do, and even how to avoid adjustments altogether and still get complete back pain relief, even for the most severe cases. Because I know you're tired of going back to the chiropractor week after week after week without much changing, but the truth is that you need to change your approach. When people hear the term chiropractor, they often immediately think about adjustments, cracking, popping, those types of things. Now, although chiropractic as a whole has developed a lot over the past many decades, and now many providers are providing movement and rehab-based approaches, such as myself, and relying less and less on adjustments, we still understand that this is a heavy component of this profession that can provide some amazing relief and results, but we need a more complete picture. Initially, adjustments were created on the belief that misalignments in your spine were causing impairment on nerves or nervous system function, and that by realigning the vertebra or the bones in your spine, you could take pressure off the nerves, restore nervous system function, and it could have a wide array of health benefits. Now, although some of this is true, there's a few claims that can be a little bit outlandish. So first, let me tell you what an adjustment does not do. An adjustment does not realign bones. If you have vertebrae that are out of place, that would be the result of an extreme traumatic incident. Like you're in a crazy car wreck, something insane happens that can basically dislocate or sublux one of your vertebrae. That's a big problem. That's an emergency problem. Your spine is extremely strong and densely packed with connective tissue, ligaments and muscles and tendons all around it. It is extremely strong. Nothing is just slipping out of place. Like your bones aren't slipping out of place, your discs aren't slipping out of place, and we certainly can't move the position of a vertebra by pushing around your back. So although there's many providers and chiropractors that still say this, it's not true, it's outdated, do not listen to this. So what is adjustments doing? Adjustments improve range of motion of fixated joints. So in your spine, all the joints that interconnect your entire spine are called zygapophyseal joints, otherwise known as facet joints. These joints can become stiff and fixated over time if you are not moving properly. So what an adjustment does is it moves the range of motion past its normal range into what's called the paraphysiological space, which then changes pressure in the joint and can release a gas, often accompanied by an audible pop. This provides a window of opportunity where the range of motion is therefore improved, function is improved, and can be capitalized on by doing the right things after. The issue is that if the individual receiving these adjustments goes right back to their normal behaviors, isn't reinforcing anything, that those fixations will often return, pain will return, and the ultimate result isn't much different. So if you love adjustments and they feel great for you, that's awesome, but now I'm going to teach you what you can do to ensure that the adjustments actually last. So if we take this adjustment as an example, this is your classic side posture adjustment. And what it's doing is it's rotating the vertebra of your lumbar spine. So now to ensure that those changes stay, we're going to do 3 exercises. Since the joints in your low back were just passively rotated, to maintain these changes, we need to now actively load them through that same range of motion to build adaptive changes. So the first exercise we can do is get into the greatest stretch ever, which looks like an extended lunge. Whichever foot is forward, put the opposite hand on the ground, grab a band, throw a band under that hand. Now grab the band and rotate away using the band as resistance. You are now performing an actively resisted rotation through the lumbar spine. It's also mobilizing your hips, of course, through the hamstring, glute, and opposite hip flexor. Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Just text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. Back to the show. For the second exercise, stand next to a wall, Lunge forward with the outside leg forward. Put both arms out in front of you, grab a band, and now rotate away from the wall as far as you can repetitively. This is a slightly different position and loading slightly different joints than the previous exercise, but the concept is the same. We are actively loading the joints to build long-term adaptive changes so you can maintain the mobility you just achieved. See, with joints, we can mobilize them through passive methods, which is an adjustment. But in order to maintain those new ranges of motion we achieved, our nervous system and our tissues must adapt to that to hold it. And the way you do that is by loading these tissues and loading these ranges of motion so your joints, your tissues, and your nervous system can remember it and maintain control of it. So by loading these joints in this fashion after an adjustment, you can be sure that over time, that mobility will actually stay, the function will stay, and the results will stay too. But now that we have actively loaded this rotation, we want to now stabilize this region too to solidify even more. So for the third exercise, get into the bear position, which is on all fours on the ground. You're going to pick your knees up just a couple inches off the ground, and now you're going to extend one leg at a time, holding it for a couple seconds and then alternating. This is an extremely low back friendly spine stability exercise to improve your overall stability, your core strength, your glute strength, but most importantly, reinforce stability in your lumbar spine after we've actively loaded it through these mobilizations. So to clarify, your bones are not out of place. Your spine doesn't need realigned. Those things are not true and it's not backed by the evidence. But your spine might be fixated. It might be kind of stuck. And improving the range of motion with an adjustment can be a helpful tool, but it must be reinforced through movement. And here's the best part is that once again, although adjustments can be great, you don't even need adjustments in the first place to fully resolve back pain. And how do I know this? Because I'm a chiropractor who's been completely resolving back pain 100% online. I have not adjusted anyone for years, and the people who come to us across the world have tried dozens of chiropractors, PTs, injections, all these things, and what they were missing were the proper exercises that address their root cause. And after we've addressed the root cause, we can then teach you the mobility movements that can provide what an adjustment would provide, so you still don't need to rely on anyone else. We want you to be in the driver's seat. And ultimately, the evidence shows that if you can learn exercises and education to fix yourself, that is the best long-term strategy for low back pain. So I created a method for this approach, and this method has provided some individuals as much as 37% reduction in as little as one session, and others complete pain relief within as little as 15 days. And it's called the Centralization Process. And I'm dying for you to give this a try so you can finally experience some relief that will actually last and won't leave you continuing to go back to chiropractors and PTs and everyone else week after week after week, just hoping something's going to change. So if you want to dive deeper with me and actually get a structured plan to healing, just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509 to get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your back or sciatica issues using our centralization process. Do it right now so you don't miss this opportunity to finally fix your back pain and live the life that you deserve. And after you do that, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, join my private Facebook group, RehabFix Low Back Program, for more free content, resources, and guides. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see some of you in the program real soon.